Greetings one and all, and welcome to my April 2020 Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG deck profile. Today I'm going to show you my monsters, my spells, my traps, my side deck, and finally my extra deck. So for the monsters, we're going to start with 3 copies of Sangan and 3 copies of Witch of the Black Forest. These cards search everything. They are great. We're going to have 2 copies of Gravekeeper's Spy. These cards, one special summons the other, and then as kind of a backup plan, we're going to have 1 copy of Gravekeeper's Guard. This also is great, just as a face-down card, bounce your opponent's card, works a lot. We're going to have Mystic Tomato, 1 copy. This is really great because we play a lot of dark monsters with 1500 or fewer attack. We're going to play 3 copies of Bubonic Vermin. These cards just spam the field. They give you fodder for your tribute summons, which is really good. This is a fusion deck, so we're going to play 2 copies of King of the Swamp and 2 copies of Polymerization. And I was playing 3 copies of King of the Swamp, but I found that with Mystic Tomato, it's a better strategy to have 1 copy of Versago the Destroyer to just bring out as your fusion material. So we're going to play 1 copy of Skilled Dark Magician, because for our fusion material we are playing Dark Magician, and we're also going to play Skilled White Magician with Buster Blader. Those cards are just really good. Special summoning. The Skilled Magician effects don't go off too often, but when they do, it's really great. We are also going to play Spirit Reaper. This is just a really good card by itself. We're also going to play Nightmare Horse. This card is often overlooked. It's the only card in this deck that inherently does can attack directly, and you put United We Stand on it, it can win you some games. We're going to play Zombyra the Dark. This card is kind of like Cyber Dragon, 2100 attack, you can just bring it out. It's also good fusion material along with Maryokutai. This is another often overlooked card. It's really good to be able to interrupt your opponent's spells. We're going to play Desk Kangaroo at 1. Big Koala is in the side deck right now. It's not really good for a tribute summon in this format, or possibly any format. But by itself, with King of the Swamp or Versago, it's really good to bring out Master of Oz. Same with Relinquished. We are not playing Thousand Eyes Idol in the main deck. Along with Relinquished, we have to play Black Illusion Ritual, and we're going to play Manju of the 10,000 Hands to search them. Rounding out the fusion material, we're going to play Summon Skull. This is the original boss monster, along with the other original boss monster, 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. Just really, really strong cards. For the tech choices, 2 copies of Magician of Faith. We play a lot of spells, so it's good to be able to recycle them. And then these cards, like, you can play around with. I play Breaker the Magical Warrior, DD Warrior Lady, Knight Assailant, Penguin Soldier, and Wall of Illusion. None of these cards directly help the fusion strategy or anything like that, but you know, if I were to open this hand, I would be very happy. Really good stuff. Finally, the card you saw at the beginning of the video, Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. We play enough lights and darks that it's okay to play one of these cards. For the spells, we just play the really good staple spells, Dark Hole, Raigeki, Swords of Revealing Light, Monster Reborn. We're playing Soul Exchange. This works with your tribute summons, with Black Illusion Ritual. It works with this card, Enemy Controller, and a few other cards in the side deck also work with Soul Exchange. But it's good enough just to be in the main deck, how it is here. You gotta play Mystical Space Typhoon, Nobleman of Crossout for those face downs. There's the United We Stand we mentioned. Play Scapegoat, everybody plays Scapegoat, and Book of Moon. Book of Moon is just a really good card. For the traps, you might have noticed we're playing a lot of flip monsters. We play Acid Trap Hole, so when your opponent Raigekis your face down, you can flip this and get your face down's effect. which is really good. You could also just pop your opponent's face down. You know, this works with Torrential Tribute. Just really, really strong stuff. You gotta play Mirror Force. If you don't play Mirror Force, then when your opponent attacks, they're not going to shift their weak monsters to defense mode to protect them from Mirror Force. But if you do, whenever you have a face down, they're going to do that, because you just have to respect this card. Dust Tornado, it's the trap version of Mystical Space Typhoon, which comes in handy sometimes. Same with Call of the Haunted, being the trap monster reborn. We play Bottomless Trap Hole, it's just really good. And this is a card that was in the side deck until a certain extra deck monster was released in 2016. We're playing DNA Surgery in the main deck, and this is probably the spiciest card in the whole deck, and you're going to see why. You already know we're playing Buster Blader in the main deck. Let's move right along to the side deck here. So we're going to have that third copy of Polymerization. Just if the fusion strategy is working, we're going to go in with that. We got Arm Ninja and Trap Master. This is good back row removal. Mask of Darkness, it's the Magician of Faith for traps. Labyrinth Wall, this works with Soul Exchange. So does Jinzo. Jinzo is really good when we're siding our traps out. Your opponent's using a lot of traps. You got to have that Jinzo. Prohibition, something I pretty much always side in. Game 2, once I know my opponent's strategy, I'm gonna prohibit it. We got the Thousand Eyes Idol. Again, for the fusion strategy, it's here in the side deck. Bait Doll. This has a nice interaction with Jinzo, but it's also here for milling decks, and I'm not talking about like Light Swarm or Zombies or anything like that. I'm talking about the decks that are actually trying to send all of your cards to the graveyard. So this card will save your life against those decks. Defusion is for the mirror match. Really good. You can defuse your opponent's monster. And of course everybody knows the combo. You attack with your fusion and then defusion, summon the material, and keep attacking in the battle phase. Really a lot of OTKs that way. Fusion Gate. This is the opposite. Not good for the mirror match. You only play this when you know your opponent is not also playing fusion cards. If they're not, this is just this is broken. Your fusions just come out. Lava Golem. You gotta have Lava Golem. There are some cards you just need Lava Golem to deal with. Finally, the last two fusion materials, Big Koala and Red Eyes Black Dragon. And the last card in my side deck is Tribute Doll. This card also works with Soul Exchange, and you know, it's in the side deck with these other level 7s. If I were to side in these level 7s, the Tribute Doll comes with it. Really good synergy there. So finally we have the extra deck. We have Black Skull Dragon. Not going to summon this too often. Usually you're actually going to tribute summon Skull. And fusion something else. But it's good to have in case there's no other place. Sometimes you can't tribute summon. Thousand Eyes Restrict. We are not playing instant fusion. We are summoning this the old-fashioned way, and it's a good floodgate. Shuts your opponent down. They don't know what to do when Thousand Eyes Restrict is on the field on their turn. Same with this card, the Last Warrior from Another Planet. If only Metamorphosis wasn't banned, then that would just bring this whole deck together. But Last Warrior is still really good. Win a lot of games with this card. It just shuts down summoning. Reaper on the Nightmare is a card that was really bad from 2017 until last month, because you have to link summon in order to get this card to a main monster zone, and if this card is in your extra monster zone, it's a liability. It's not good. But thankfully, those days are over, and we're on to the new exciting format of Yu-Gi-Oh!, where we can summon this straight to the main monster zone. So we're going to be winning a lot of games with this card now. Dark Paladin. Dark Paladin is really good. Everybody knows about this card. Master of Oz, 4200 attack. It wins games. Five-Headed Dragon. The way we're summoning this is DNA Surgery and Scapegoat. Really rare to summon. I'm considering replacing this card with an Xyz monster like Gaga Cowboy or something like that, because I'm only playing 2 rank 4s, and they are number 39 Utopia and wind up Zenmeister. Zenmeister is good with those flip effect monsters, just like Acid Trap Hole. We're really supporting the flip effects. Get your second flips off of this card. We're playing another wind up too, Zen Manies. This card is Mani. When it gets popped, it pops back. It's really good. Playing Amulet Dragon. This is good when your opponent has a lot of spell cards that they want to banish from their graveyard to get their effects. You snipe them with this card by summoning it. Banish their spell cards. It's really good. Also, Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. This is the only card in my deck that is not the original printing, except for a few duplicates you may have seen earlier, like my Sangans and Witches. But this card was given to me by a dear friend of mine, so I treasure it as much as I would the secret rare. This card, I don't play Dark Magician Girl. You're going to be summoning this with Versago or King of the Swamp and a dragon, and you know, we can make dragons. This card has won me some games. Its pop is a quick effect, so you can chain it to things like Torrential Tribute or Bottomless Trap Hole. If your opponent's going to hit you with one of those, it just goes off. But you know, I mentioned we can make dragons with DNA Surgery, but the card we're going to fusion summon off of DNA Surgery is this. The reason we're main decking it, the Buster Blader Fusion. It's just so incredibly good. The legacy support for this deck I really appreciate coming from Konami. You know we're playing number 39 Utopia because we're playing Utopia the Lightning. This card's like Mirror Force, everybody plays it. And the last card is Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. If you were expecting Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, you're absolutely wrong. Before this card came out, I was playing Ultimate Dragon, and summoning that card actually lost me a lot of games. It's really bad, but Twin Burst is just better in every way. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Please share the video if you like it, and let me know if you want to see more like it. Thank you very much.